he went for the haymaker.
Everyone, I am Hope Von Dame. I'm here with my brother, Mr. Get Back Work.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, man. We making records right now. Man.
Right, exactly. Yeah. We doing something. Yeah, we moving.
Man, we was always consistent, man. Little break never hurt no one.
Right. I feel you.
Yo, almost every time I miss a big fight, I miss it live, something incredible happens.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
I just want to say before we even get to the actual fight, when I was on vacation, I was with someone from like London or something. I was like, yo, you watch boxing? And he was like, nah, not really. I was like, you know who AJ is? He said, of course, everyone knows AJ. What type of question is that? That stadium was fucking bananas, man.
No, it really was. That was insane.
What went through your mind in the beginning of the fight?
I think what went through my mind is what went through most people's mind is the Dubois ready for this type of atmosphere?
That moment, bro.
Yeah. 90-something thousand people in one place is insane.
The entrance I thought was dope with all the fire.
Yeah. It was a spectacle. It was crazy.
Yeah. I didn't see it live. I had to go back after you called. Bro, the feeling of watching that was bananas, though. Just the feeling I got from the entrance of the stadium. I thought there was no way in the world Dubois was gonna go in there and not be affected by that. And it's crazy because it almost looked like he didn't.
No, he came out, he looked focused, he looked confident, and he rose to the occasion. Now, honestly, off of initial look, I thought AJ looked focused but scared at the same time. That's what I thought. And that's my honest opinion. And I said it. It's on live stream. If you was with us on TikTok live streaming, appreciate y'all. I said it. He looked focused, but he looked scared at the same time. And then Dubois just looked confident. Like he just looked, I'm ready to go.
Or at least I'm coming out guns blazing. Throwing, hitting, landing. Yo, that first punch that landed right on his chin.
Yeah.
You know what went through my mind? Lennox Lewis, Hasim Rahman, almost the same wild ass punch that clipped him and fucking turned Rahman into the heavyweight champ. When that shit happened, I was like, that's it. But he got up, showed a lot of heart. What you thinking?
Going through that fight, and I guess just starting with the first round, I was surprised that Dubois' jab was landing so effective versus Joshua. And I think this is why it surprised a lot of people. People was picking Joshua, and I did so too initially. I also said both guys show the area in their chin is not so great. They both seem like chinny, but Joshua a little more so than Dubois to me. A little more, just a tad bit more. I was surprised that Joshua wasn't landing a good jab. That's what really surprised me. I thought the jab would have came from Joshua, and he kept getting hit with the jab over and over.
Yeah, he definitely was. Hey, I'm not sure if I would have to go back and rewatch his career. It almost seems when he's offensive or people are obeying space and distance and not really attacking him, he's good. But the moment you get too aggressive and land and hit him, everything goes out the window. I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch his career to see how many aggressive people landed and hit him early.
Yeah. I was surprised.
I don't want to brag and be like, I called it. Because I said he'll never be heavyweight champ again. I'm not bragging.
Yes, you did.
I did call that he would never be heavyweight champ again.
Yes, you did. You said it early. Yes. You said it after the first Usyk fight.
Yeah. No. Even before that, Playboy, way before that. I called that shit when he fucking lost to Ruiz. I said that was it. Um, I don't want to brag because I would have picked him to fucking win, and I fucking would have been wrong tonight.
Yeah.
I
A
was
lot of people did. 83% people did. They picked Joshua to win. And again, we picked him to win because he's more experienced in this type of, fight, in this type of scenario, with this type of atmosphere and everything. He has the more experience with these big fights. That's why the jab situation in round one, I was just like, that's not a good sign.
But that's not why I would have picked him. It's because, don't get it twisted, I still think Dubois is a bum.
Yo.
Yo, I think he's a bum. I think
Okay.
respect. He won. And I'm gonna be honest. To me, this was. I think they gave him the belt, but to me, this was the heavyweight fight. So I think he won the championship, and this was a great way to win it. But I still think he doesn't have. Well, he didn't have. Teddy Atlas talked about this, or maybe it was Tyson's trainer. When you win the title, something happens to you where you get significantly better after that, or you should get significantly better. So I think he didn't have heart, and I considered him a bum prior to this fight. Or
Yes.
in a rematch, what do you think happens?
What do you mean, a rematch with Joshua?
Yeah, they have a rematch clause.
Come on, son. Come on, son. I'm going with Dubois. I'm going with Dubois because, I mean, what has Anthony Joshua shown in rematches? He won against Ruiz, but he looked scared. He got clipped a couple of times, but he pulled it out. Then in the Usyk, he did better, but he came up short again. I'm going with Dubois. I'm going with Dubois. If there was a rematch, I'm going with Dubois. But I think Anthony Joshua needs to retire because, again, I don't think he has the best chin. After Ruiz, his chin is not there. You know what I'm saying? He's been in some wars. You got to give Anthony Joshua some credit. He's been in there. He had a great match with Klitschko where he got up. He dropped Klitschko. That was probably like the height of his career. He showed that he has heart and discipline and he has some grit. But I think that chin has been tested a little one time too many, and I think it's about time for him to retire. I really do.
The funny thing was that you brought up in that Klitschko fight, I brought it up too. He responded when he got hurt. He went through the wave. He got hurt. He got dropped. He got, I think, beat up and looked gassed the next 1 or 2 rounds, and then came back and showed some heart. I don't want to criticize him too much. It's not like he didn't show heart this fight. He constantly got up. He was constantly hurt, even though it was only 5 rounds. It seemed like there was never a point in that fight that he wasn't hurt. It looked like he was hurt since the bell rung to the bell fucking ended. He was always hurt. He does have heart. I'm not sure if I think he should retire, but like I said, I don't think he'll be heavyweight champ, man.
So if you don't think he's gonna be heavyweight champ, what's the point? What's the point? He made a lot of money. He's not gonna be heavyweight champ again. At this point, this is what happens when you are once was an elite fighter or elite contender or champion, and then if you stay in there a little past your time, you start to become a gatekeeper. So before that happens, maybe it's just better to retire.
Well, I thought he was a gatekeeper already. You're not.
God damn.
You're not saying nothing to me, man.
Come on,
I said
son.
he was a gatekeeper.
Don't do that. So you're telling. So what is that? What is Dubois? If Joshua was
a gatekeeper, he's less than a gatekeeper. I can't believe he won that shit. I'm still in shock, yo. That shit was crazy to me.
All right, man.
I've watched it like 3 or 4 times already. I just don't understand what I saw. I don't understand it. I just think that AJ doesn't have good defense and doesn't respond well when people attack him, because I cannot, for the life of me, I can't understand it. And he was getting hit, like you said, with the jab, with the fucking the right hand, with everything. Where the fuck was his defense?
I think the speed kind of surprised him. I thought he would adjust, but I think the speed surprised him.
I would agree with you. 100%. Because now, if you think about it, now is it Andy? Yeah, Andy Ruiz isn't the fastest movement, but in terms of hand speed, he's
Yeah, quick
extremely
hands.
fast.
Yeah,
Yeah, that might have definitely been it. Uh, we spoke about this off camera.
yeah.
Trainers. Do you think the training had anything to do with it?
Uh, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, and we spoke about it briefly. I don't know when Derrick James left. It might have been after he lost to Usyk the second time. I'm not sure if Derrick James was in the corner when he went against Francis. Not that I think you needed a special trainer for that fight, but I don't know when Derrick James left. I don't know if switching the trainers up was, the issue, you know, because honestly, when you switch trainers, you take a little bit from what you've been, the past trainers that you had, and you take the best from, that, and you add to what you already have. Like you said, he just no defense, couldn't get away from the jab, and he didn't respond. He did not respond. He didn't respond.
I wonder if we all got fooled by fool's gold because Anthony Joshua through his career when he beat Charles Martin, a few other people, other than Usyk, he usually does well against southpaws. So when Francis turned southpaw, he annihilated him. When he fought, I believe the guy Otto Wallet annihilated him. So maybe in our mind we're thinking, AJ's back, and it might have just been fool's gold that he fought guys that, for one, Francis is more of a UFC fight, even though he did great against fucking Fury.
Yeah.
I think we might have gotten a little fooled for the fact that he fought people that were making him look a lot better than what he was. And I just think the division right now is fucking up for grabs completely. Other than Usyk, which I can't believe he turned out to be as good of a heavyweight as he did.
Stop it. Stop.
I don't like
Stop.
it. I don't like it.
I know.
It's style wise, but he is the man. You gotta get
Right.
him.
Right.
Style wise, he doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. If I was Usyk after the rematch with Fury, I would get out of there.
Yeah, me
I would get out of there if I was Usyk. And I just want to bring him up briefly, just because after that rematch, there are other big guys. The guy who just beat
Frank Sanchez.
no, the guy who just Frank, yes, but not just that, but there's other big young guys like the guy who just beat Anderson,
Oh,
Jared Anderson. You got Big Bang Zhang. You got some big Goliaths in there, and he's not the biggest guy. So I think after he takes out Fury, I think he needs to be like, I did what I did. I'm out.
the thing about that though, I would give him the advantage over Big Bang because the fact that Big Bang is slow, he's a
Right.
plotter, he doesn't throw a lot of punches. I love Big Bang. If I was Dubois, he better avoid Big Bang like the fucking plague. Big Bang will knock his ass out in 5.
Come on. Wait, come on.
Yo, let's not overvalue what
Hold
Dubois is. Come on, why are you a Dubois fan now?
Hold on. Nah. I disagree. We saw Big Bang in there with Joseph Parker, who I think most of us could agree was looking like a gatekeeper. And now he's on a comeback tour. And if he beat Zhang, you have a younger guy, a stronger guy, possibly quicker than Joseph Parker.
Is he as good of a boxer?
I think Dubois would win that fight.
No.
I think he would win that fight against Big. Yeah, he would.
No way.
Stop. You wildin'.
No
You
way.
win.
Yeah, no.
He's quicker than him. He's way quicker than him.
He's quicker. So everyone's quicker than Big Bang. He's a slow giant. But I said against Usyk, I wouldn't want to. I think Usyk smokes him, wins every round, probably knocks him out, probably stops him just because of the fact that Zhang is so slow. Joseph Parker is a good boxer. He's not a great boxer. He's a good boxer. He's younger. He's fast. He can move. Dubois sucks, man. Stop this shit, bro. Stop it, man. Didn't he quit from a jab by Joe Joyce's eye to the
You
eye?
talking about years ago.
Cut this shit.
You talking about years ago.
I
Now
think-
look at where he's at. Look at where he's at. Look at where they at in this career. Look what happened with Joy Joyce. And look at where Dubois is at.
I also thought he quit against.
Come on, man.
He also quit against Usyk.
Look, let me tell you something. That might be true. But what happened was he scored a knockdown. They didn't score the knockdown, but it was a knockdown. So, it didn't play out in his factor.
We all agree that that shot looked lethal. He probably got robbed.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
Also, did you feel like this ref was giving AJ wild time? Like,
I feel like the ref, and that's a good thing that you brought up. I feel like the ref definitely was in the fight a little bit too much. He was trying to give stern warnings extremely early, and he gave AJ a little time. But I don't think it was too much to the point where but it was noticeable. It was noticeable that he was giving stern warnings early. And, it kind of worked in AJ's favor. I don't want to say he was doing it on purpose, but maybe that's his, his style or his technique or whatever, how he referees the fight, I guess.
You talked about it, so at times I'm a little biased when it does happen because I do felt like he was giving AJ a lot of time.
Okay.
I kind of like when you say this all the time, give him a chance to be great. A lot of those stumbling knockdowns that AJ had. And then look, right before he gets knocked out, he landed a big shot.
Yeah.
I like the drama. This is entertainment. But I do felt he was giving him a lot of time. I'm okay with it, but I do felt he gave him a lot of time.
What was you let me rephrase that. What do you think AJ's biggest flaw was in this fight?
Yo, I can't even fucking call it. I've watched it like 3 times already. I don't understand. You're the better boxer. You have a better jab. You're stronger. The only advantage to me was Dubois hand speed. I don't know. I don't know how he was getting hit so much. He was getting hit with jabs, everything. Like his defense fucking sucked. I don't know. Maybe sometimes this happens. Sometimes a person's getting old, and prior to their performances, you don't realize that they're old. Maybe I'll explain myself a little better. Roy Jones started getting old way before he went to heavy. But being that he's still Roy, he's still hand speed fast, legs fast, just that second that he slowed down enough when he went to heavyweight, and even though he won, he looked old. But to the rest of the world, they don't know he's old yet. Maybe that's what happened with AJ, being that AJ kind of went on a tear, knocking out his last 3 opponents. Maybe it makes you think he's not old, and maybe he actually is old. Maybe you're right. Maybe he shot and maybe he couldn't pull the trigger the way we're used to seeing it.
Right.
Maybe that was it, man.
I think for me is how he responded after round 1. He was constantly getting hit with the jabs. I thought he would have came out and adjusted. I thought he would have doubled up his jab. I thought he would have did a little more side-to-side movement and, pace himself since he took an early knockdown, but he didn't do that.
None of that.
And he just kept getting hit with some clean shots. And just real quick to talk about the last knockout, it kind of reminded me of Marquez and Pacquiao, where, he did land a good shot and he tried to do a little too much at the end and he walked right into a shot and that was it. And it's the same exact way Pacquiao went out. He was cold. But this was very similar to that, where I don't think he paced himself correctly and he didn't adjust to Dubois' jab. I think that was his biggest thing. He kept getting hit with that jab. It was constant all night. And
And
he's more experienced, like you said. He should be the better boxer. He is, but he didn't show it that night. But he should have been the better boxer that night.
yo, but before we get out of here, what do you think's next for Dubois if they don't do the immediate rematch?
Honestly, I don't know. I do not know what is next for Dubois. I think the smart choice would be Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker just beat Big Zhang. I think that would be the best choice. Tyson Fury and Tyson and Usyk. They're tied up. So who you gonna fight? You're gonna fight Big Baby Miller. You already did that. You're gonna fight the guy who beat the other Big Baby. He's a bigger threat to me than Joseph Parker. I would think Joseph Parker would be the best name to take on. To me, I think that would be the best name to take on.
Remind me not to let you be my manager, bro.
Yo, I'm just It's boxing. We here for entertainment,
man. For one, I don't think Joseph Parker's entertaining. I think he's a solid boxer. He reminds me of like that Chris Bird, Fast Eddie, I forgot his name. Eddie Chambers, who had fast hands, a smaller heavyweight amongst giants, good boxer, not great, good power, not great. I don't want to see him in there with Joseph Parker. I think Joseph Parker is a gatekeeper. I'm giving you one that if I'm in his corner, this is what he should do. He should get back in there with Joe Joyce. He should get back in there with Joe Joyce.
No.
Yes, Joe Joyce has been knocked out.
Yeah, well, what type of credit are you going to get for that type of W?
It's not about credit. It's about redemption for him. For him, bro. For him. What do you mean? It's for him. It could stay over there. They could do another big event. They're both from that side. That's
okay, so I think that would have been a good plan maybe a couple of years earlier, a little sooner after his, that first loss he took to him. I don't think that's a good plan now, because now, I mean, who's to say Joseph Parker even want to continue? His face got beaten. Yeah, Joe Joyce. I'm sorry. Who says he wants to? Maybe he don't want to continue. Look how bad he got beat.
He's still fighting, man. He's still fighting.
Yeah, like what, on a Wednesday? Come on, he's out of here, man. Come on, bro.